Hello, and welcome to this intermediate level English class brought to you by Balanced Languages. The topic of today's class is the future of flying. We're going to start off with a vocabulary exercise. Match the words and phrases to their definitions. Starting with A, not expensive. Something most people can pay for. I would just like to recommend if you would like to take the time to think about your answers, pause the video because I'm going to give the answers straight away. So, A, not expensive, something most people can pay for. So that is number 5, affordable. B, to bend or tilt the body from a vertical position. And that is number 6, lean. C, making you feel calm and comfortable. That's number 7, relaxing. D, a type of seat where you lean instead of sitting fully. That is number 1, a standing seat. E, a company that offers cheaper flights with fewer services. That's 4, a budget airline. F, not fully standing, not fully sitting. That is semi-standing. And G, a cushioned area that provides comfort and maintains posture. And that is number 2, a padded support. Now we're going to watch a video about standing seats on airplanes and answer the following questions. Number 1, what is the name of the new standing seat? And number 2, why do airlines want to use this new type of seat? Standing seats on airplanes. Air travel might soon look very different. A new type of airplane seat called the Skyrider 2.0 could be used on flights starting in 2026. These seats are not like the ones we know. They are standing seats. Passengers do not sit fully, but lean on a padded support. The Skyrider 2.0 was created by an Italian company called Avio Interiors. The design looks like a seat from a roller coaster. It allows passengers to stay in a semi-standing position. This means airlines can fit 20% more people on each flight. These seats are made for short flights, usually under 2 hours. They are not very comfortable, but they could make flying cheaper. Some budget airlines have shown interest in using them. In fact, the CEO of one low-cost airline has suggested that ticket prices could drop significantly, possibly as low as €1, if these standing seats are introduced. However, not everyone is happy about this idea. Some people worry that standing for a long time on a plane could be uncomfortable or unsafe. Others think it's a good way to make flying affordable for more people. The seats have passed important safety tests, but no airline has officially said they will use them yet. If they do, flying could become more like taking a bus, cheap and fast, but not very relaxing. Question number 1. What is the name of the new standing seat? The name of the new standing seat is the Skyrider 2.0. And why do airlines want to use this new type of seat? Airlines want to use this new type of seat because they can fit more passengers on each flight. Read the text and answer the following questions. Number 1. How many more people could airlines fit on each flight with these seats? The airlines could fit 20% more people on each flight. Number 2. What concerns do people have about standing seats? Some people worry that standing for a long time on a plane could be uncomfortable or unsafe. Number 3. Who created the Skyrider 2.0? The Skyrider 2.0 was created by an Italian company called Avio Interiors. Is the Skyrider 2.0 designed for long-haul flights? No, it isn't. These seats are made for short flights, usually under 2 hours. So the seats aren't designed for long-haul flights, they're designed for short-haul flights. And finally, discussion questions. So write your answers to these discussion questions in the chat, and I will correct your answers if they're grammatically incorrect. And I'm going to give you my opinion about these questions, which you may or may not agree with. Question number 1. How safe do you think standing seats are? I think it depends on what type of seatbelts the seats have. On airplanes, pilots and cabin crew have harness-style seatbelts, which are much safer than the lap strap type seatbelts that passengers have. So I think if these seats have harness-style seatbelts, I think they're probably quite safe. Number 2, would you use a standing seat if it was cheaper? I have a question about this question, a grammatical question about the question. So it says, would you use a standing seat if it was cheaper? Would it be correct to say, would you use a standing seat if it were cheaper? Write your answer to that question in the chat. Would I use a standing seat if it were cheaper? Maybe. You know, I would really like to try the seat. For example, if I was on a flight that had standing seats, but they were not occupied, I would like to try the seat, and then I could discover whether I liked it or not, find out how comfortable it was. So then, when I was reserving my next flight, I could decide whether or not to book a standing seat. Question number 3. Do you think this idea is good or bad for passengers? I've done this class with various students, and most people seem to think that this is a bad idea for passengers. Personally, I think it's a good idea. I think you're giving passengers a choice. Years ago, traveling by aircraft was extremely expensive, and it was only for the rich and wealthy. And then, over the years, flights got cheaper and cheaper and more affordable. But at the same time, seats got smaller, you got less legroom, you got less services on the flight, you didn't get free food and drinks anymore, and you started having to pay for your luggage. But at the same time, I think that by offering these cheaper seats, passengers are having the choice. They can choose. Do they want to have a very cheap seat, knowing that it will be uncomfortable, or would they prefer to pay a little bit more and have a better seat? How important is comfort to you when you travel by plane? I was a flight attendant for 15 years, and I was really lucky because I had the opportunity to travel in business class and first class. I remember, for example, one time I was flying back from Miami on a night flight. So that's an 8 or 9 hour flight. And in economy, that would be quite uncomfortable and you wouldn't really get very much sleep. But I was lucky enough to travel in first class, which meant I could have very delicious dinner. I could eat it very quickly and then go straight to sleep with a lovely, comfortable bed with a duvet and basically wake up just in time for a quick breakfast and landing in London. So it was heaven. At the same time, traveling business class or first class is incredibly expensive. And if I had to pay for it myself, I think I would go economy, maybe in a standing seat. Number 5, what are the advantages and disadvantages of standing seats on airplanes? Well, are we talking about the advantages and disadvantages for passengers or for airlines? So, if we start with airlines, the advantages are very obvious. Firstly, you can fit a lot more passengers on the plane. But then on top of that, I've read that these seats are 50% lighter than regular aircraft seats, which means that the airline would need to use less fuel. Disadvantages for the airlines. Possibly people won't buy the seats, but I don't think that will happen. I think that people will buy the seats. The disadvantages for passengers, well, the seats might be more uncomfortable. I'm not totally sure about that because if the seat had a harness type seatbelt, for me that could be quite comfortable. Um, I think very tall people find regular aircraft seats very uncomfortable because they don't have enough leg room. Possibly for a tall person using a standing seat, possibly they have a little bit more space for their legs, especially if they had some kind of footrest where they could uh, take the weight off their legs. And I have a feeling that with this type of seat, you don't have a tray table in front of you. And the tray table is very useful, not only for eating and drinking, but also, for example, if you have your computer or if you're reading and you want to put your book on the tray table. So that is another disadvantage of the flying. That is another disadvantage of the standing seats. Number 6, do you think this idea will become popular in the future? I don't know. Maybe. I think the standing seats might be very popular in the future. How do you think air travel will change in the next 10 years? I don't know. I saw a video recently about aircrafts having beds in economy, and I think that could be a really good idea. And if the design is good, the beds wouldn't necessarily take up more space per passenger than seats because they could be one on top of the other, and maybe they wouldn't even be heavier than regular seats. And I think that would be amazing. There's another thing that I would like to see. And actually, I think I also have seen this maybe in business class, but that is having backward facing seats for passengers. Backward facing seats are so much safer than forward facing seats. If I'm traveling by train in England and I have the opportunity to book a seat, I always reserve backward facing seat if I can, because it is just so much safer. What do you think? How do you think air travel will change in the next 10 years? Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed the class, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out if you did that. And I just wanted to also make a comment that today I actually wanted to do this class as a live class on YouTube, but I had some technical problems and it didn't work out. But in the future, I am considering doing live classes on YouTube. And write in the comments if you would be interested in taking part in a live class. And if that would be something that you would be interested in, I would recommend that you subscribe to the channel because I will be telling my subscribers in advance when I'm going to do a live class. So thank you again for watching and have a good day. Thank you. Bye.